We begin in the Middle East, where Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has announced talks to secure the release of hostages in Gaza. These negotiations come as Israel prepares for a major ground assault, with the world watching anxiously. Indirect talks, likely mediated by Qatar and Egypt, offer a fragile hope for families desperate for answers. Meanwhile, the threat of a humanitarian crisis in Gaza grows as international leaders urge restraint. The coming days will test whether diplomacy can prevail over the drumbeat of war. In France, streamer Jean Pormanov's death during a live broadcast has sparked a reckoning over online abuse. Authorities are investigating whether relentless harassment contributed to his death, putting pressure on platforms like Kick to act. The tragedy highlights the real-world consequences of digital cruelty and the urgent need for better moderation. Critics say profit is prioritized over user safety, but this case could force change across the industry. The investigation may set a precedent for how online platforms are held accountable. In Canada, several military members face terrorism charges for allegedly plotting violence against the state. The case exposes concerns about radicalization within the armed forces, as the accused reportedly stockpiled weapons and sought recruits. References to another Waco reveal the group's extreme ideology and willingness for confrontation. The military is reviewing how such radicalization occurred, as the nation confronts the reality of threats from within. Tensions rise between Canada and the US after Canada missed a key trade deal deadline. Prime Minister Carney and President Trump's first post-deadline call was frank, but produced no breakthrough. Billions in trade hang in the balance, with businesses urging swift resolution to avoid further disruption. Negotiators now face mounting pressure to bridge the divide before a trade war erupts. Crystal Palace celebrated a historic European win, but the joy was tempered by the departure of star player Ebereki Eze. Eze's transfer leaves a creative void, casting uncertainty over the club's future despite their recent triumph. Fans are left wondering if this victory marks a new era or the end of one defined by Eze's brilliance. Management promises reinvestment, but replacing such talent is never easy. The club faces a challenging season ahead, balancing hope with loss. Tottenham Hotspur's failure to sign Eze has left the club scrambling for alternatives as the transfer deadline looms. The public setback has intensified pressure on the club's leadership to deliver a creative spark. Options are limited and risky, with the team's ambitions for the season hanging in the balance. For Spurs, the search for a game-changer continues under mounting scrutiny. England's Red Roses enter the Women's Rugby World Cup as overwhelming favourites, carrying the weight of expectation. Their dominance is built on professionalism and depth, but the pressure to win is immense. In tournament play, one misstep can undo years of preparation. The world watches to see if they can turn their historic run into a championship. For England, the quest for rugby glory begins now. That's your essential briefing. From tense diplomacy to the realities of online life and the drama of sport, these stories reveal the challenges and ambitions shaping our world. Stay informed. See you next time.